Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Scott.
And we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. This episode is brought to you by Big Ear Pedals. Go to bigearpedals.com. Check out some awesome stuff they've got. They've got, like everyone knows them for their woodcutter, but they've got so much other stuff. Like the Albie, which is like 80s new wave in a can. Like I feel like it's like Pepsi Clear.
Ooh.
Wait,
Pepsi did a clear? Or was it Crystal Clear? Ugh. I can't talk. I've been up too long.
Well, or is it Pepsi Crystal? There was a clear Pepsi because they
I thought it was Coca-Cola that did the clear.
I'm sure they both did at one point, but Pepsi actually redid it just like a couple years ago, and everyone was like, "Oh, this tastes horrible." No wonder. Like,
doesn't it taste exactly the same? It's just not full of brown dye.
Well, I think it. So, have you ever noticed like Coke has like somewhat of a cinnamon flavor to it?
I can't. It's such a mishmash of flavors at this point. I can't tell what's what.
So that's one of the flavors I can really distinct out of Coke. So like the Coke Freestyle is, for some reason, it has a lot stronger of that like cinnamon taste. Because at one point, like I went to the movies and I was like, oh, they got like Coke cinnamon whenever they had it, and I went and I tried. I was like, no, it's regular Coke. And ever since then, like all I can taste. So it had more of a cinnamon flavor to it. So it's kind of. I had more of like, instead of a bite, like a spice. I don't know how, like, but it did. And so don't eat your Big Ear pedal is what we're trying to get to.
Yeah, I know they have rabbits on them. And so you're like, ooh, I'm going to make a nice, I can't think of a fancy word that has rabbit in it. A roulade?
I don't think that's a word.
I think it is.
Well, the Albies come with Albie cat stickers.
Ooh. Yeah, don't eat cats.
Don't eat. Well, some places you're allowed to.
Is it Alf? Did Alf eat cats?
I don't know. I never trusted Alf, so I never.
I've been doing a lot of crossword puzzles lately. That's my new I'm bored on my phone thing. And
me too. Do you do the New York Times?
I think that's one of the ones I download. I have this app that just pulls a bunch of them on, and
believe
there's
it or
always
not,
hints about Alf. That's like a really common crossword thing.
Or you mean where the answer is Alf usually,
or they're clues about Alf? Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of common words that get used just because they've got like just a weird, like a good combination. So like my dad and I used to do crosswords all the time. So that's I'm actually pretty decent at crosswords.
You have a decent vocabulary.
Yeah. Or
I don't mean that like despondently.
No,
I mean like you always pull out these big words and I'm always like, wow, that was impressive. So.
Yeah. I just play dumb. Most of the time it's play.
Everyone that's listening to this regularly is like, Scott's being nice to Diaz and giving him compliments. What the heck happened before the show? And nothing. We're not fighting at all.
That's true. Well, that's because I guess we can talk about your what's new.
I'm so cranky.
You're mad at someone else and not Diaz this week. It's great. I have a deflection. All right. So also, we
read a script every week. Sometimes we write in what's new into our script, and mine is just I hate everything.
I need to write. I'd like never write it in, even though it'd be smart because I always forget about stuff. Yeah. Oh no, I already talked about that last week. Never mind.
And now you're writing in green for some reason. All right. I've had a week, man. I'm in Portland right now. They're broadcasting from my hotel room between just a day full of meetings. So I was supposed to fly out last night, and so those at home listening, last night was Monday, which is Canadian Thanksgiving. So our office was closed, and I was supposed to have the day off. And then the client said, "Hey, let's have an 8 a.m. meeting in Portland," and I went, I can't make it in time, so now I got to reschedule. And so I rescheduled a Monday evening flight just so I could actually still enjoy the day off, and then wake up to United canceling my flight and saying, hey, you can transfer to this, which was like a flight like 9 hours earlier. So I just basically got dressed and ran to the airport.
They're like, hey, you can't make your flight tonight, but if you hurry up and haul ass, we might be able to get you on this flight.
Yeah, I think there was a big storm or something that they were trying to get us around. But preemptively, when they cancel a flight that early, something's wrong.
So Chicago, that's what, O'Hare?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like, and I've heard no good things about dealing with that airport.
You know, everyone complains about it. I'm just so like O'Hare is normal to me.
Right.
So like I look at like these small airports where no one hustles and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with all you people? Because I'm used to Chicago where everyone doesn't have enough time to do anything ever. So
anytime I've flown, everyone's like, don't like go through O'Hare. I think usually it's because
I think as far as like a layover goes, it's probably hell. Yeah. But since I get a direct flight everywhere, it's fine for me.
Right. Usually they're like, oh yeah, because you got to get from like one end of this giant airport to the other one in like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I had that in San Francisco when I had to change my flights because my flight then landed half an hour late. So my 1 hour layover basically turned into a 5-minute quick pee and run.
Right.
Because I was on the back of the plane, and those that know me, I'm 6'7", so I am tall. So I get the extra leg room as part of like work travel, and they bump me to the back seat of the plane, so I'm boarding last, and my knees just ache after 5 hours on the plane.
I'm 6'2", and I feel you. So like, I mean, like I couldn't imagine like 6'2" sucks.
Yeah,
6'7", I can imagine.
Oh, funny and the story, guy sitting middle between LA or San Francisco and Portland was your build.
Oh my gosh!
So
I'm a
no
big guy.
armrest between
me
and him, and he's wearing this big old flannel and just sweating, and he's just the heat source. And I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
I took a shower when I got to my hotel room because I was just like, I need it.
I always pick my own seat, and I never sit in the middle for that reason.
Yeah.
Usually I try to get to the window just because I can scooch over and I never take up an armrest because I know I'm a big guy, so I try not to.
See, I'm an aisle guy because because then I can stand up and stretch, which I need to do mid-flight, or my legs just ache. So
if you haven't listened to the show since like the beginning, or you haven't gone through all the back episodes, funny story about when Scott and I first met, talking about his height. So we were at Summer NAMM. At this point, we hadn't had a podcast. We've never met before. I think the only interaction we really had was in the inner circle for 60 Cycle Hum. He sent me, it's whenever you did the Don't Be a Dick pedal toppers.
Still have those.
Right. And I still have mine. And so I was at Ernest Tubbs record shop. I remember the shop, and I was messaging him. I'm like, I'm here. I was like, what are you wearing? And you're just like, oh, you'll see me.
Yeah, I'll be the tallest guy in the room. Don't worry.
Right. Sure enough, I look up. I'm like, there he is. That's him, definitely. Because you're always like, you see someone's profile picture, but then like you see him in real life, and it's a little different.
I've been told from work people that I intentionally like make my profile picture small, make me look not that tall. Apparently, I don't
know. I honestly, what it is people like who are like us who are tall, when we take pictures, we don't pay attention to that crap, and it just happens.
Yeah, it looks normal to us.
Right. And they're like, oh my.
Side tangent. If you play Halo as a tall person, you don't notice that you're taller than everybody else as Master Chief because you're just used to that being your perspective.
That's your POV.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. But all right. So
yeah, do you ever notice that like all first person shooter games generally make you like 6'7"?
Yeah.
And so everyone else is like 5'4".
I wish I could being John Malkovich you and just control you and like walk.
You already emotionally control me, Diaz. Come on.
All right, so we were complaining about just everything sucks.
Oh yeah, it's just been a hell of a trip, and I'm on day 2 of this trip, and now it's looking like I might have to go home, which without doing what we're actually paid to be here for, and which means this trip has already been canceled once after already buying airfare, so I'm just like.
So pretty much they're just like, hey,
this project.
We're going to make your life suck for a few days, and then nothing even is going to come out of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the other annoying part is like if again, if I had that big seat, like the longer seat, then I could use my laptop on the flight. So I would have gotten work done in that 9 hours. I'm like locked into that position or locked in that place. I could like type reports or whatever I'm doing.
Right.
And I can't use a laptop in a normal seat. Like my arms are too long, and then I'm like T-Rexing really bad to like make it work. So yeah, it's a nightmare. So I'm also pissed on that side. It's like I don't mind traveling when I can work during the travel. It's all right, now you're in a hole of like 18 hours of emails and like normal coordination time that you can get things done, get internet on the flight, whatever, get stuff done, and it's just gone. So on top of that to me is like, that means then you work an 18-hour day because you're trying to catch up on everything when you're in your hotel room. Your job, it's like, yeah,
make your job spring for business class, whatever they call it.
We did.
What?
We paid for the nicer seat, and then when United kept moving me,
oh no,
we kept losing the seat upgrade.
It just kept going farther back. Now they're like, you're at the back of the fucking plane, dude.
Well, so yeah, that's the other annoying part about it. So like, originally I was supposed to fly in like Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
So I at least had a Tuesday to work. Then it was Tuesday morning first thing. Then it was Monday at evening, and then we moved it a fourth time to the Monday at noon. Oh. And each time I lost my upgraded seat. And so we paid for it 3 times. My company paid for it 3 times, didn't get a refund to my knowledge on that seat. And they were like, yeah, well, you can transfer for free. So that's just money gone. Because it's not like the airfare changed in a day.
Right.
And then, yeah, I wind up flying without it.
Huh.
So I just gave our executive assistant here's all my travel things, go call United and just yell at them. Get whatever is going on in your personal life out on them.
I at least want some fucking peanuts. Like, what the hell? All right. So speaking of cramped spaces, my what's new is I went to a UT football game this weekend.
Oh, see Corona.
No, not yet.
Did they do a chant against our president?
Oh no,
they don't do that. What college is doing that right now?
I don't know, but right now everyone's wearing the Buck Fiden shirts, and I'm like, y'all can't even fucking spell it. What do you think? But no,
things you don't see in Chicago.
yeah. Buck Fiden. Like no. That's not how that works, but it's still your president. All right, we're gonna get off that. So Friday night, so I had my son, or one of my sons. The other one went to like this NASCAR thing, which was kind of weird for our family too, because we're country, but we're not like
you're not NASCAR country.
I've never looked at my cousin and been like, yeah, like we're not. So my boss texts me like at 6:30 Friday night. It's like, hey, you want to go to the UT game tomorrow? And I was like, well, I have my son. And he's like, no, you can take him. Me and my wife can't go. We've got to go to our grandson's game. And I was like, oh, sure. I looked up who was playing. They're playing South Carolina Gamecocks. And, I just got a thing about, people yelling go Cox that I just have to see. So we end up going, and like, you would think Neyland Stadium, I don't know if it still is, but it's one of the largest college football stadiums. And
you know where the largest is?
Where?
University of Michigan.
Is it?
Yep.
Wow.
So, like 100,000, something like that.
Let's see. I'm going to look up a list.
Oh,
all right. Anywho. So, so we go, and I'm like, most people like listening to the show would be like, yeah, Diaz is probably outgoing. No, I have like very bad social anxiety. Like,
yeah, crowds make you well, so here's the thing. You get energy when you're anxious. And so when we put you in social situations, you become really outgoing. And sorry, this is like us diagnosing Diaz on live air. So you get really outgoing, and then you burn yourself out. I'm a similar way. Like, you put me on a stage, I suddenly can put out a ton of energy, or like, when I say stage, just attention. Right. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like really tired and need to recover.
Yeah. But if you put me somewhere new and I don't know anyone, and it's a large group of people, that I get anxiety attacks. So like, I was already like stressed out, but we went there, we had a lot of fun, but these seats, like it was like, yeah. I was expecting, because the last like big football game I went to was like a Jacksonville Jaguars game in Alltel Stadium, where they actually have like stadium seatings. And I'm like, yeah, stadium. It's a stadium. No.
Well, seats have gotten wider over the time. You were just in like straight out bleachers?
Straight out bleachers. Not like we were in a bad section. Dude, and like these numbers, like,
they don't mean anything.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But We had a really good time. It really sucked. So I lived.
Did you
10
stand the
minutes.
whole time as a result? Or did you actually
A
sit
lot
down?
of the. So you're a tall person. I don't stand unless the person in front of me is standing.
Okay, so I went to Purdue, so like I've been to big football games. At least freshman year, I went to football games, and then I realized Purdue literally means has lost in French. So that
really?
describes their football program. Anyway, that's a bad joke. But yeah, like we had, it's Big Ten football, so it's decent teams coming in, and Ross-Ade Stadium has decent seating. But like the student section was all bleachers like that, and everyone would stand the whole time. And then as a result, everyone would stand on the seat and sit there and wobble.
Oh my gosh.
So half the time I got away with just sitting down.
Right. Yeah. Fine. Jude would stand. So we had Jude is my youngest. He's 10. He knows nothing about football. I mean, I like football, but really just with the dynamic of our house, we never watched football. We never really cared about football. The only thing we cared about football was whenever the kids were in marching band and were playing halftime shows, playing the games. But I do enjoy watching football. And so I was having to explain to him the whole time. It was a load of fun. But anytime that everyone stood up, all I felt was an arm around my neck, and that meant stand up. And I'd pull him right up, and he'd stand up on the seat. Did you ever remember the movie? Was it Freak the Mighty?
No.
Okay, really good book. Really, it's kind of a tearjerker. It's about pretty much a kid who is disabled, becomes friend with a huge kid who is slow, and the huge kid carries the little kid on his shoulder, and they become like one person. Like he teaches him how to like read and stuff like that, and tells him fantasy stories and all that. And then it's a really good movie. Any person of any age should watch it. If you really, Scott, if you want to cry yourself to sleep tonight, that's what you're going to watch.
Oh, dude, I cried the other week watching a movie.
I don't care what anyone says. You want to know a movie that gets me every time? And I don't know if it's just because I'm a dad, but it's not because I'm a dad, because I cried in the theaters, and my friends Season and Chelsea still give me crap about it. The Pursuit of Happiness at the end, when he gets the job and he's fighting back tears and he raises. If you haven't seen it, you suck.
I haven't seen it, but I assume at some point he finds success.
Have you never seen it?
Nope.
Dude, you're messing with me. Well, yeah, I mean, you watch the movie, you know how it's going to end. But Will Smith does such a great job, dude. You've got to watch that. Watch Pursuit of Happiness, Freak the Mighty, and then get a box of Kleenex because you're crying your eyes out tonight.
Those sound like date movies too, to be honest with you.
Still need Kleenex.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to some gears.
I was going to say, I saw Sound of Metal, and like there were some scenes in that one.
Oh, dude, yeah.
The scene on the slide. Oh my god. That just had me crying.
Dude,
that movie, I've avoided watching it for forever because I'm afraid of going deaf. Like that's an actual fear I have, both from work because I'm a sound consultant. Like I need to hear. And then the other side. No, I feel like on that movie at least they made it seem like cochlear implants aren't as good as they actually are. But that's a different thing. But there are like disorienting things, and like they're like if you're in a crowded room you can't localize and that kind of stuff. That's super accurate,
right?
Even if you have hearing aids or anything like that. Like that's like my dad in a restaurant. But
I always had fear of like my hands because I love playing guitar so much. That's why so when they diagnosed me with like early onset carpal tunnel, I had like a breakdown. Oh, dude, like straight up, like Jess, my ex-wife, she saw it and she was just like, "It'll be okay. It'll be okay." Like she knew.
Do you take tart cherry, like tart black cherry or whatever it is, as a supplement? That can help with joint stuff. Thrown out there. I know carpal tunnel is actually your tendons, right? It's not your joints.
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually it's the tendons. And like sometimes like when I'm playing, I don't know how to explain it. So I can feel like them moving.
I was gonna say you play so much that actually makes sense. You might have given yourself an RSI. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
It is what I've learned to like.
You just
I don't. It. Yeah, I don't push myself. I like.
Yeah. Luckily, you don't have a job where you're like on a mouse and keyboard all day, so that's actually kind of nice for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, my job's not very like.
it doesn't aggravate it that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got to start talking about like actual gear stuff because they're just like,
What?
is this
20 minutes of you and me just catching up because we haven't talked in 2 weeks? Isn't
this episode is brought to you by Friendship. Scott and Diaz, just see what's going on. All right. Let's talk about this first item. So Crazy Tube Circuits upgrades its golden ratio compressor. Packs
actually
three
it's
separate
called
circuits.
the Phi golden ratio compressor. There's a Greek phi at the beginning of it.
Oh, fuck's sake, dude. Stop. All right, we get it. You went to college. You were in a frat house. We got it.
That was literally called phis. So there's that.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's in parentheses. That doesn't count.
Well, there's actually a Greek phi in front of it.
I don't.
Anyway, I mean, and all the nerds in the room will get really mad. Like, what does phi have to do with the golden ratio? The golden ratio is actually blah, 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 blah. Anyway.
So wait, here's my question about golden ratio. So when I think golden ratio, I think delay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of folks who like to use the golden ratio, like a Euclidean series like that for delay trails. Sorry, what? Are you mad that I just dropped Euclidean on you?
You said Euclidean, and my brain went straight to
either a dirty word that we shouldn't say or you idiot. I'm trying to figure out which one.
It was. I was so when Jude came over, we were watching the Superfan episodes of The Office, and we were watching the one where Dwight asked Toby, "Where's the clitoris?" And he starts, and then Toby's talking about how he's sad that the educational system failed him so bad. Sorry, that's what I heard. All right, so what is the golden ratio? What is like the numbers?
Or doesn't it like I don't know them off the top of my head.
Okay, but it's like
so the golden ratio is when you see those spirals.
Yeah,
and it's a square root kind of thing.
I couldn't remember if it was kind of like Pythagorean or Pythagorean, whatever you call it, Pythagorean.
Pythagorean?
Yeah, that too.
I think that might be based on that, actually. But anyway.
Because that's what 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 2 = 3, 2 + 3 = 5. Isn't that? Or is that something else?
That's something
What
else.
Is that?
So the Pythagorean theorem is in a right triangle. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Oh, okay, all right.
Anyway. This has been math lessons with DS.
Oh, that's Fibonacci. No, so that is it. Yeah, the golden ratio is a Fibonacci sequence. So that's what that is.
Is it? Isn't?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
All right. So hey, I was in the right area.
You only know what the Fibonacci sequence is because Tool fans don't shut up about it.
No, it's because that was probably the week of science class that I went to.
Okay. I don't remember anything about sequences or Taylor series or whatever type. I took too much math to the point that I don't remember it anymore. Anyway, so this is a compressor, by the way. The golden ratio is a compressor from Crazy Tube Circuits. And honestly, we joke about like compressors, like no one knows what they do and no one knows they're on or not. This one actually kind of has me excited because it's kind of everyone's favorite compressors all in one box. So there's an FET, an optical, and a what was the third one? OTA.
Yeah.
So
sure.
So when we think about like the FET transistor is closer to. Oh, don't make me say. Anyway, it's like an 1176, a Keeley compressor, and something else all in one box together.
It looks awesome.
It looks good.
It's what about $250, a little bit over 260.
So American. Coming in under, I mean, when you think about optical compressors, it's not that overpriced. It's not that outrageously priced. It will probably come in.
Okay.
I mean, like a Cali 76 is going to be way more expensive than this.
And it's got a soft switch. Thank you. I've never understood. Like I can't.
At this point, if it costs more than $150, $175,
soft switch it.
It should have a soft switch at this point. That's just where the market's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been missing a compressor. Like there's like you said, there's always the discussion. What does compressor do? It
makes you play better. I mean, that's what I use a compressor for. I don't practice with one on, and then when it comes time to play standing up, it compensates for my stage nerves in a really nice way.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It for me, anytime I add a compressor, it just kind of, I always tell people it's like a push-up bra. Like makes it just a little bit better, you know?
It spanks for your tone.
Spanks for your... All right, we're coming out with a compressor. And that's going to be our thing. Spanks for your tone.
Shapewear?
All right. Ooh, shapewear pedals, the spank. That's the...
Also, this pedal can do 18 volts, which is another fun part about the Cali 76 that gives you a little more headroom and makes it sound better. So
and you always have that 18 volt spot where you're like, I could put one more pedal, but it's got to take 18 volts, and I don't know, it takes 18 volts. So you got that going.
Am I a weirdo that I need actually more than one?
What, 18 volt?
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, the thing is when I don't like pedals with more headroom. Like now a compressor, yes.
I really like some overdrives. Like King of Tone is an exception to that. Actually, that's one of the few overdrives I like better at 9 volts.
Oh yeah.
Don't you dare run a clone at 18 volts because magic smoke. But because it already is running at 18 volts, it already has a step up circuit in it. But yeah, some overdrives just work better at 18 volts, and they just sound better. But it's a feel thing. Yeah. It's more of a feel thing than a sound thing. So.
Definitely. Speaking of sounds, one of the sounds that people have been trying to recapture in a smaller box for a long time has been the Deluxe Memory Man. And Electro Harmonics has come out with the Nano Deluxe Memory Man. So they had the Nano Boy, which was this size, but this is
and they had the Memory Toy as well, didn't they? Isn't that
Memory Toy? Yeah.
Because the Memory Boy was a smaller circuit, but it wasn't this size yet.
Right. And also, this has the modulation on it. It has all this on.
Yeah. I have to say, it's probably a good thing Chris isn't on the call this week, because he would buy this probably the minute he saw it for those edge tones.
You know what? I hate the knobs enough. I wouldn't pay how much is it? $200? What, 203.10?
Yeah. But think about it. You could get 2 of these, and then you could really do the edge thing. And it's actually a reasonable footprint on your board.
Yeah. I'll probably end up getting one at some point.
Yeah, I mean, also remember, it's Electro Harmonics, so it means in 6 months, the market's going to be flooded with used ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'd be great.
And I'll wait for that. Like, the used market on Electro Harmonics pedals is, not that great. So, like, there's always deals to be had. However, I mean, again, $200 for a delay pedal is not that odd. Like, that's sort of the norm at this point. Like, $200 is the normal pedal point now, isn't it?
Hold on one second. There's something that didn't make the list that we need to put on the list.
Okay. You can sneak it in while we're talking.
Okay. I get ADD.
So this is actually $203.10. I don't get the reference, but I'm assuming that's an Easter egg for some reason. There's no rational reason why. If their profit margin is that crazy by $3, just make it $210. I don't get it. So
I'm gonna have to send this to you on Facebook Messenger, I think.
Oh, great. I'm gonna have to open Facebook. Okay. With that, let's move on to talk about the new Blackstar.
Yeah, you tell me about
Department 10 pedals that have the natural feel of valve amps with the DSP speaker simulation. So it has the boost, the dual drive, and the dual distortion. And it's pedals with a valve in them.
Yay, because that's always a great idea.
12AX7s always works. Actually, they have them running at 200 volts. Wow. So these are going to need special power, aren't they?
Probably.
And then 2 preamp, DSP speaker simulator. XLR out. Neat.
I was taking a selfie.
Oh gosh.
I wasn't really.
Well, you're taking a picture of part of yourself, but just not your face.
Please don't send picture?
That to me. Please don't send that to me.
Hold on one second.
Don't send it via Facebook either. I don't want to be accused of having a child. So.
All right. I just sent it via text. That's all. All right. So what are these running for?
About 160 pounds. 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 Ooh. I just looked at your text.
Yeah. All right. So, Death by Audio unveils the new Speed Tripper delay, limited to 666 pedals. Hail Satan!
So is this a pretty normal delay, or is it just absolutely bonkers because it's Death by Audio? I'm expecting
It's Death by Audio, so
bonkers.
I'm imagining like it like reverses adds, turns your sound upside down, all that fun stuff.
It's an optical phaser that's been placed in the feedback loop of a delay circuit. Yeah, it's nuts.
Hold on. All right, so apparently I've been doing. Demo? No, I can't find it.
Okay.
I'm sending you They've been doing This has been doing like voice text thing, and so I'm just gonna send that to you.
Actually, they're still on sale right now. This is one of the few times we've actually talked about a limited pedal, and it's still available to buy.
Well, there's a whole 666 of them.
Yeah, that's a decent size release. I mean,
that's
not,
most are 100. Yeah, usually like 100 to 200 is the normal number.
Yeah, unless what do you call it? What do you call it? The Chase Bliss one that they made 1,000, and everyone was still mad that they didn't make enough. So you never know.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about not making enough. Apparently.
Oh, this was $270, by the way. So not cheap, but pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, speaking of not cheap and kind of not cool, so I believe we talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah, well, we talked about them having issues. It's just we're saying that Origin Effects has finally renamed their stuff. So they had the Revival Trim. Now it's called the Deluxe 61. Nothing else, to my knowledge, has changed.
The Revival Drive is not being renamed, which I'm going to say this much. Not a lot of people bought the Revival Trim, so I can understand not wanting to change the Revival Drive because it's up there on their seller. I mean, it's probably number 2 seller next to the 76. So, and then my favorite part is this, that whenever they say, we're changing the name to reflect the fact that it's more than just a tremolo pedal. It's an entire amp circuit recreated in miniature, faithfully emulating the overdrive and tremolo sounds of a vintage 1961 Fender Brown Deluxe. Now you're changing the name.
I mean, I think it's worth saying that they're actually putting a more advanced tremolo circuit in there. Like they are trying to recreate the amp circuit, so that is a little more complicated.
I think they're trying to whatnot, but I think it flopped whenever it came out, and they're trying to re-release it.
I think that might be part of it, that people looked at it and went, all right, $300 for a tremolo pedal might be more than the market will pallet.
I don't know. It's a bold move, Todd. Let's see if it pays off.
Having said that, Chase Bliss has been making a $350 tremolo pedal for a while, and people can't get enough of it. So
the Gravitas.
Yeah. It's great tremolo.
Is that still on their production line?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And essentially the ayahuasca is that circuit tweaked. So
yeah, but those are stupid expensive.
Yeah, I had one.
Yeah. Probably made a shitload of money off of it, didn't you?
I did okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. So
I sold it to buy the Bliss Factory. So
okay.
But I held on to it for a while. That was not an instant flip. I tried it out. I legitimately wanted to make it work, and then the Bliss Factory was a better fuzz for me anyway. So,
well, let's talk about the thing I sent you because
yep, that's what we're on in the rundown.
I know how to read a list, Scott. I was telling them, like, not you.
Who else are you talking to right now?
What? What? That's my favorite TikTok guy, by the way, is the what guy with the cowboy hat on. The
code word is whiskey.
Whiskey. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
What am I saying? What way? Underrated movie. Hot Rod.
So it's a fantastic movie. Cusack pedals, and we've talked about John Cusack. He's a genius. Cusack pedals.
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
I need to follow
circuits.
Up with him. We were talking about doing an interview, and
I want in on that one.
Life's been nuts.
But anywho, so like one of the biggest issues that everyone, I don't know, the thing that like everyone's had with Cusack pedals is aesthetics.
Yeah.
So I had a Cusack Tappa delay for a while, and it is a phenomenal delay pedal. I want to get another one, and so they've moved pretty much that circuit into a single pedal enclosure, 2 soft switches, and it looks good. So it's got its basic Cusack. This was just kind of like a limited run of all silver. But John Cusack, you need to just make them like this. Make your pedals like this.
Well, isn't it the Tappa Whirl got discontinued recently because he couldn't get the parts for it?
Right. So they've got this. That was the Tappa Whirl. That was a tremolo.
Yeah.
So this is
and
this
the Tappa delay, much,
right?
I think he was having, because he kept posting about lead-free requirements for some of his transistors, and he couldn't find like something that worked for it and loophole.
Right.
Yeah, you get a lot of inside baseball if you follow John on Facebook and read all his posts.
I love John, except for whenever he gets on the video kick of him of the face swap thing videos.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh my gosh. Like, it was good, but oh my gosh. But yeah, no, Cusack is a fantastic guy to follow if you like, you know, honestly, kind of what's the no on some of the gear stuff, because he'll just go out and say it. Like that's whenever they were having the issues with the El Guapo from Jackson.
Oh.
And then they had to change the name because it was Mojo Hand already had the El Guapo.
Oh.
And John owns Mojo Hand. Did you not know that?
No, I don't remember that. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's
why it stopped so soon.
That's why they had the name change
to the Abasi or Asabi.
Asabi.
The Wasabi.
Yeah, Abasi. Wasabi. Yeah.
Tosin
so
Asabi?
That's because. Yeah.
Yep.
Tosin Abasi Asabi.
Yep.
And they had to change the name because John. There was a post and I remember John just being like, you know, if you release a pedal, at least look to see if there's other pedals with the same name first. It was kind of like that. And
like
then a week
like
later,
that wasn't like an obscure one. That was like dude, you need to Google.
Yeah, pretty much like because and it was a newer pedal too. So it was like there had been an announcement about it, like it was a thing, and yeah, sure enough.
And also, you know, just Jackson doesn't have the most grace with people. And like it doesn't seem like forums seem to like, people love his amps and his stuff, but at the same time, the people online do not have patience for him. So,
I have my feelings about that.
Yeah, you do.
So,
well, and we're moving.
Let's move on.
We're moving.
So down the list, oh my gosh. All right. So I know we were talking about like, you know, different, I think that Schecter didn't do their research and thought maybe Machine Gun Kelly was a female and was like, oh yeah, we got to do a female signature too.
Why? Because it's pink?
No, because he's a bitch.
Oh, snap.
Now,
at the same time, Machine Gun Kelly is going to be the best-selling record with a guitar featured in the front of it for the year. Like, this is this makes everyone, like, I don't know about you. One of my friends says, I love that Machine Gun Kelly's being so successful because that means any of us can do it.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I feel like Ian would say something like that.
It's Ian's best friend. So yes.
Okay. All right. Hey, you're like, you should tell Ian, you know, it's bad when Diaz is able to like pick out that it came from your group of friends. All right. But
in the midst of Machine Gun Kelly's got beef going on with Slipknot right now, like he's doing the whole rappers start beef with bands thing for publicity.
Yeah. So. He's trying to cross the genres.
He knows what he's doing. Like I don't like the music. I don't think it's very good, but it gets stuck in your head and people are loving it. And so it's just like, all right, whatever.
So here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to tell people. You don't have to like Machine Gun Kelly to like this guitar.
No, it's actually kind of a guitar that I could see a lot of people liking.
This is like, I mean, this is fucking punk. Like I mean, really, just this is just a punk guitar. It's a single knob, 3-way switch, which I don't even know what I haven't read far enough. I'm just looking.
Isn't it kill
at
switch?
It probably is.
Yep, kill switch.
So here's the deal. I like it, and you don't have to like Machine Gun Kelly to like the guitar. I've never listened to a Les Paul album, but I love Les Pauls. Like, that's a signature guitar.
That it is.
So, I mean, there's just, I don't know. The immense amount of like hate that came out towards this guitar that I saw kind of blows my mind, because like I understand right now
plays
he's
into the whole thing. Like, no, he's a heel. Like he does the pariah thing, and that's just all part of the shtick. So, like and it works. Yes,
you know,
it does.
there's no such thing as bad publicity. I mean, that's not completely true, but at this point, he's literally. This is the thing.
He stays in the news, so therefore it's relevant. It's what it is.
He's crossing into a different genre, and he's doing it, kicking down the door.
Yeah, it's kind of obnoxious. Like you got to remember, like Machine Gun Kelly's not famous because 35-year-old guys on on Facebook forums are into him. He's famous because 13-year-olds are into him.
And you know what? And I'll say this. So a lot of the, like, I'm using air quotes for Machine Gun Kelly fans, but like a lot of people I've met that have been like, "Oh, I like Machine Gun Kelly," have been females. And this guitar could easily sell to a female. Like, not saying girls only buy pink guitars.
Yeah, I mean, it's pink without being pretty, you know. And it's got those
this has like
things.
that, like Barbie rock. Like, I don't know how to like. If they were to do like pop punk Barbie, this would be the guitar.
What? It's not. What wasn't that the Daisy Rock thing back in the day? Was the punk pop Barbie with Josie and the Pussycats playing all Samics and all that kind of stuff?
There's a local band called I think Your Favorite Hero. And
that's a punk name.
Yeah, very, very punk. I went and saw him guitar player. He was a great guitar player, playing a Daisy Rock, glitter gold. He was rocking that thing though.
Nice. Also, these smash, as can be evident by Machine Gun Kelly's
smash one,
smashing a few, and they're cheap. They're still Schecters. They're affordable. They're attainable. Go for it.
Under 900, right?
Yeah. So great. Moving on.
I hope my local Guitar Center gets one because I really want to play one now. It's making me mad.
Yeah. All right. So moving on. Actually, speaking of semi-affordable guitars, Fender has relaunched the Jag Stang, Kurt Cobain's signature guitar that he never really played, but
I think we've already talked about
helped design it. Well, there were rumors of it. It's coming out in October.
Oh, okay. They've actually got a release date.
Yep.
All right.
Did I see a price tag on it? I didn't see a price tag on it. Ooh,
it's probably gonna be $1,200.
$1,250.
Dang, I was close. Listen, Price is right. I would have been on the fucking stage.
Yeah, which is on par for the artist models coming out of the Mexican factory now. So that's about right.
Okay. I hate the Jag Stang.
All right. Speaking of guitars that you're going to hate, Epiphone has announced a new signature Les Paul for none other than Joe Bonamassa. A recreation of his storied 1959 Gibson Burst Lazarus. I'm done.
Like, this guy is fucking multi-level marketing us. He's like, no, I'm gonna buy the original, and then they're gonna copy it, and I'm gonna make all the money back to pay for the original.
I know they keep making these because they sell, but gosh, I'm so tired of Slash and Joe Bonamassa guitars.
If you get two friends to buy this guitar, and they get two friends to buy this guitar, I didn't have to pay anything for my guitar.
Mm-hmm. Boom, boom, Jonathan.
Fucking.
Sorry, was that too deep of a reference?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
From Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I lost track of where I was at in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I was too scared. I was too embarrassed to go back.
Oh, it's a reoccurring theme. They have this multi-level marketing scheme that like turns into a cult, and they all go boom, boom is like one of their things of like getting things up there. Do you need something that
Okay.
can both raise and lower your amino acids?
Oh my gosh.
All right. Moving on. Godin announced 2 semi-acoustic fretless basses because that's exactly what we need in the world.
I love how it's semi-acoustic. Like, do you want an acoustic? Kind of.
Well, like
but
an acoustic
not
bass
really.
is not something that can project or be audible. It just doesn't work well. So
Yeah.
it's
Is
all
that,
about
does that have to do with the
plugged-in
frequencies?
sound. Yeah, it's things
Is that
to do with
because
the
of
frequencies and the
or
resonances and the dBs. So
listen, I gave you a perfect spot to pretty much swing dick on how smart you are.
I know, and I chose to just make fun of the dumb emails I get from people of, is it something to do with the frequencies? I'm like, yes, that's why you're hearing it. It's the frequencies.
I'll stop sending you emails. Yeah, I just imagine myself 2:00 in the morning emailing Scott. Hey, it's because of the frequencies. I don't know what's going on.
Did
right
I ever tell you the time I was being interviewed, I was testifying. I was an expert witness in a administrative hearing. So I'm under oath. And for cross-examination, the other lawyer just comes up to me and goes, "So if a tree falls in the forest, does someone hear it?"
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I would have been like, if I was a judge, I'd have been like, he fucking won the case right there.
We did win the case. We did win the case on that one. I dismantled the city of Chicago on that one, but you know, then they started.
Oh, was that the
doing
one? Was that the one with the people with the factory where they're like, it's too loud, it's too loud?
Yeah, but this was like the 5 years ago one.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
All right. So how much are these running? Because they look expensive.
Yeah, they're Godin.
Yeah, I can't.
By the way, when I
the
think
price.
fretless guitar, I think Godin. There's
Really?
just something about them.
When I think fretless guitar, I think of like the Steve Vai fretless Jim.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah, no, he plays it quite a bit.
Maple necks, so they won't bend as bad. That's not bad. Rich white fretboards. I think someone just tried to come into my hotel room.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you make it to Portland while just on this call?
What'd you?
You're like, Scott, you got a king size bed. There's room for me here.
It's like that TikTok. It's like, what would you do if I broke into your hotel room? He'd be like, I told you to sit down and record the fucking podcast. What do you think? I mean, let's get this done.
Anyway, shall we move on to this week in Harley Benton?
Harley Benton. You know what?
We keep talking about the Fusion 3, and they came up with another round of finishes, and they look great.
They look so. This is.
They're discount San Dimas, man. That's what they are. These are discount Charvels.
Yeah, and I love the look of them.
Yeah,
I love the roasted maple necks.
yeah. You should get one.
Like that's such. Yeah,
They're like $400
with the money. Yeah, I've got to decide if
that's
I
like
get
5 tricks for you, man. Just get out on the street and just earn that money.
Come on, we got shit to do. Pump this out. Let's go. Sorry, went for Bert Kreischer there. All right. Do you know what I'm talking? Have you seen that one?
No idea what you're talking about. Moving on.
Do you know who Bert Kreischer is?
No,
Dude, you've got Netflix, right?
I do.
Watch Bert Kreischer stand up. Start with The Machine and just work your way through.
Oh, that's how you pronounce his name?
Kreischer, yes.
Kreischer. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Okay.
The guy who does stand up without a shirt on.
Yep.
Yes.
I watched about half that. Doesn't he come out with a whole thing of like dodgeballs to start one of his bits? Or am I thinking of Tom Segura?
Oh, that's Tom Segura.
Yeah.
He's funny too.
Okay.
But no, Bert's way funnier than Tom.
Okay.
I was like, you're just like, he comes out with a bunch of dodgeballs. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching?
And now you know, but the minute I was like, is that Tom Segura? You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that tracks.
Okay, that guy connected. I was like, no, that's the movie Dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. It's in the name. What are you doing? It's just all right.
Moving on.
Google. Well, yeah, let's talk about some Google. as much as we use it on this show.
Oh, we skipped are we skipping the backpack?
Did I skip the backpack?
Music Nomad.
Didn't we already talk about
Gomad?
Oh no. Go.
Terrible name. Because everyone's going to misspell that.
Gonad.
It's one key away.
Hey, Scott, can you grab my gonad? That's exactly what's going to happen next NAMM. Oh my gosh.
Looks like a decent bag, but terrible name.
Horrible name. What? Oh, gosh.
Anyway, it's a big square that like folds out.
Yeah, it looks
into like a place to work.
Is? It's
kind of cool.
So it's $190.
That's not that expensive for backpacks these days, dude.
Backpack. All right,
no, the mono backpack is like
pretty cheap for a gonad.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know, Kyle. You don't have yours anymore. Sorry, bud. Don't worry, I don't have mine either. All right. Yeah, so this looks like one of those things where like I'd use it like twice and I'd lose all the shit.
Yeah,
because I'm guessing it comes with a bunch of this stuff. Or
no,
it doesn't even come with anything. That's just for the backpack.
No, but that's a ton of stuff that they stored in there. I'm just like, at the same time, there's like no pockets or anything that I can see. So is that just all hanging loose in there?
Hanging brain in your gonad. Oh my gosh, that's can we please name the episode that, just to mess with the listeners, just to hanging brain with your gonad, or at least say go mad. Please let us learn that explicit. I love how I could go in and change it if I wanted to, but I'm just asking permission.
Well, the website doesn't change it. The website's whatever. I have the original name on it, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So $190 for a big square backpack. So speaking of things that no one asked for, but we got, Google adds a built-in guitar tuner to its search function.
Yeah, in your face, free guitar tuner apps on your phone.
Okay, hold on.
Watch it be more accurate than anything else on the thing.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to Google. I'm going to Google tuner. There it is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Press mic to begin tuning. Yes, you can use my microphone.
You're about to crash the call by.
That was a. No.
Is the mic falling out of your cheap stand again?
No, it's not. This is the stand you told me to get.
Yeah, but you're still putting has 58 in it in a cheap little clip.
Listening. Says it's a B. Oh no, now it's an E. Yeah, it sucks.
All right. Are you trying to use? It's trying to use your 58.
Yeah.
To like pick it up. Okay.
That's what. No, because like when I talk.
Yeah.
I guess it's. Hold on. Let me. Turn it not work.
Is this a better or
Can
worse?
You see me now?
Is this a better or worse Easter egg than when you Google "do a barrel roll"?
Worse.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just said worse and a B, so that's where we're at.
Be worse.
Okay.
Moving on. IK Multimedia just came out with the T-Rax plugin to sound like a Tascam tape machine, i.e. tape saturation plugin. You can go check that out. It's $80. And
That's
we're moving. Cool. The other news is Waves has updated all their plugins to now work with the M1 chip finally. That's actually pretty big news for Apple nerds who have been holding off on upgrading because they've spent way too much money on plugins and want to upgrade. So, cool. Now you don't have to run them in Rosetta. Oh, and they'll also work on Windows 11. I don't know.
Cool.
Neat.
Yeah, right. Kylo, that's what I said.
All right, we're at an hour. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, we don't need a topic because we already discussed friendship.
We discussed friendship and how much we hate United Airlines.
Yeah, and gonads. Thanks for joining us, guys. Go to theadviceloop.com. It's got a link.
Sorry, I totally forgot another story. There's a dude on the plane, like we're boarded, and they won't seal the door. Like sold out flight, they won't seal the door, and they're making announcements over the airplane phone, and they're like, "Hi, whoever left a guitar case on the Skybridge, can you raise your hand or call the button? We need to talk to you."
Oh God, was there weed in it?
No, he didn't put he didn't get the right tag to put it in the like sky checking.
Yeah.
And so they actually bring this guitar case down the aisle. And I was like, I'm in row 35. If it makes it to me, I'm going to get a good look at what guitar case it is, and I'm going to raise my hand or not. And it was a Gibson case.
Oh, fuck me.
It was a Gibson acoustic. And the guy's just like, oblivious. They made like 6 announcements on this dang thing. Sorry, I'm really like self-censoring here. Made like 6 announcements about it, like just constantly over the thing. And then they literally walk it down, and then some dude's like, "Oh, hey, that's my guitar." And I'm just like, dude, you're not even wearing headphones. Why didn't you pay any attention to all these announcements? So
you don't need to play guitar. You're deaf.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you, listener, who was on my flight. Yeah, that was me behind you, squeezing and groaning into that seat in row 36.
Wonder what are the odds of one of the 13 people who listen to the show were on that plane.
The guy in front of me actually had a Guitar Player magazine in front of him. I was actually reading the articles through, and I was like, this is the most boomer thing I've seen in a while.
You're like, hold on, go back. I wasn't done with that article. Yeah.
Well, they were all like boomer guitar players that I didn't care about. So
it's Joe Bonamassa. All right. Yep. Well, if you want to be a boomer guitar player that supports this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop. Tom. Yeah. Thanks, Kylo, for knocking the guitar over. Which, Tom, that was the greatest thing, was the nice little FU. Or was it the I don't give up that he said?
Oh, I got to record that and make a ringtone out of it.
Please send it to me.
I will.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. You can go to theeffectsloop.com, and it'll have links to our Facebook group, our Instagram, our YouTube, our email, our Patreon, which is the most important of all of those because it makes us happy on the inside. And that's what matters. And if you join our Patreon and you give, was it $5 or more, you can join into the chat group. And
is that the Scott's Tots level, or which level is that one named?
The Scott's Tots was 3 because
a
3-year-old is a toddler.
Oh,
I actually thought that one through.
I think that was the most thought in anything involving this podcast you've ever done.
Hey, I can't. No. I'm pretty sure I came up with the name and the tagline. And then there was Scott's Tots. So there's 3 things I've done. Okay. That's it.
Congrats.
Well, I'm proud of myself. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Oh, wait. Sorry. We said, you were saying, what if you join? You get.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Distraction. You get to join the chat group and you can shoot any of the hosts a message or join the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/theeffectsloop and let us know, hey, I gave you guys money. Let me in the chat group because it's a lot of fun. All the cool kids are there except for Tom. He just happens to be there. Fuck you, Tom. Bye, guys.
We love you, Ben.
Yeah. Fuck Tom.
Oh, you said
he hasn't sent a message.
Yeah, new guy. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Wait, what?
Who my new person is? Actually, didn't you get a message in the Instagram the other day? We are strong. Was this another MLM? We have to just keep pushing along. Hashtag guitar and something, and that's
we are one. No.
So let's come together, show some love.
Yeah, that was a Tropic Jewelry.
Many things that this world needs, but the most important one is unity. United we stand, united we fall.
Your talent.
The ages this has been
your talent.
Serve us all. Yeah. We are
visionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Picture every visualized love. Energized lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make where there's no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in a community that remains happy. Never after. The world should be one. Hate annihilated. Every heart is one. Love again. So
Don't buy